This video I want to talk about creating a timescale. Now, paleontologists have constructed a timescale, okay, showing the sequence in which all the different types of fossils species are found to exist around the world, okay? And this timescale of past life and geology is called the geological timescale. So, timescale of past life and geology is called the geological timescale. Okay, think of rock when you think of geology. There's a diagram in your textbook. It's called Figure 2.3.1. Here's what it basically shows. It shows the different eras and different periods in history. You got the types of organisms that existed at that era, at each era, and you got the time period. Okay, listed. So let's say in one of the areas you'd have only humans, in one area you'd have invertebrates, and so on and so forth. So it shows the names of the rock layers, okay, the ages and the typical fossils that you'd find from this column here. That's the time scale. Now, all the oldest fossils were found from oceans, okay? Okay, and this suggests that life began there. Okay, now most ancient organisms for which there are fossil records were a type of bacteria called Cyanobacteria. Okay, most organisms originated from, so that suggests that they would have originated from this. That's a blue-green bacteria. Cyan is a blue-green color. They originated from this, and these have these formed. This bacteria forms structures that are called, it's worth remembering this too, stromatolites. Okay, and these are circular rocky structures. Okay, and they grow as columns. Okay, underwater. So let's say you've got this, the seabed, the floor, and you've got these things growing on top. Okay, they're mainly found in Western Australia. Okay, and fossil evidence of increasing number and complexity of species over time can be found in vertebrates. Okay, there are examples of this showing increasing number of complexity of species over time, the evolution of species. Now, vertebrates are basically animals with a bony inner skeleton and include fish. Okay, fish for bones, fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. These are vertebrates. Yeah, vertebrates. Now, the earliest known ones are primitive fish. Okay, earliest known vertebrates are fish. Okay, primitive fish from a certain type of era dated back about 500 million years ago. And these were found in China around 525, and they existed around 525 million years ago in China. Okay, so I want to talk about now the fossil history of these vertebrates. Now, the first land plants appeared in the fossil record about 416 million years ago. Okay, this is called the Silurian period. Okay, this is called here the Cambrian period. This is in the table, in the figure in your textbook. And the fossil records show that animals such as insects and vertebrates, okay, followed soon after these land plants. Okay. Now, what links sea to land? Well, there are types of vertebrates called lobe-finned fish. something you should know. Lobe-finned fish, the evidence that links terrestrial, shows that terrestrial vertebrates evolved from aquatic. Aquatic means from water. Aquatic fish tetrapods. Okay, tetra means four. Tetrapods, things with four legs, right in the water. Now, many fish actually belong to a group called the lobe-finned fish, and were discovered about 400 million years ago. So many fish actually belong to a group called the lobe-finned fish. That was they existed around 400 million years ago. Okay, and they basically had bones in their fins, which is similar to land animals, right? Which suggests that land animals must have evolved from these lobe-finned fish. And so they may have been able to pull themselves up onto land and with their fins at least for a brief time. So the theory goes, these fish probably had a lung and they're likely to have lived in shallow water, okay, in rivers, for example. And paleontologists are fairly sure that they're the ancestors of the group of life forms that finally made it to land. Okay, so according to paleontologists, lobe-finned fish equal ancestors of the group of life forms that finally made the move to land. Okay, and that actually concludes this topic, this unit on genetics and evolution.